past 5 p.m. Yes, 5:13 p.m. You're listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Khaled Akorubatbo. Good afternoon. Yes, another conversation on the table for you and I to look at and share opinions and talk for development. Remember, this is hard facts. And you can watch us live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH, on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. Interact with us because we're active on X, Nigeria Info PH. And let's get conversations going and moving, and let's talk for development, but still political development, I guess. So, still looking at the meeting, can I call it that? The visit by the Senate Committee on Privatization to the governor yesterday, Wednesday. And, somehow they talked about, by the way, I know we haven't focused on the developmental part of that, visit, because they talked about the government looking at privatizing some of the state-owned, institutions. And I mean, in that report, I remember reading that the governor made mention of the fact that if they are going to privatize, they should, carry the state government along so the state government can understand, some of the, privatization or commercialization processes that would be going on in the state so that the people of River State can be carried along. And if it's necessary, the River State government can buy shares into the privatization processes, right? And so that it doesn't also, give birth to violence in the state. So that's on one side. But actually, what was being made public, even by the media of the River State government, was the political conversations that happened during that visit by the Senate Committee on Privatization and Commercialization. Now, the meeting was, or rather, the Senate Committee, that Senate Committee is being chaired by Senator Ojiuzo Kalu. And so in that meeting, he was the one who spoke on behalf of the Senate Committee. And he said a couple of things. But according to the in-house news bulletin, I'm going to highlight just a few of the things he said before I play the soundbite. Then I will go, to the phone lines and get your thoughts on the issue that we have put under review. Now, he said, and I read, that he will meet with President Bola Tinubu to resolve the political crisis in River State. He said this when he visited the River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara in Port Harcourt. He also promised to meet with the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, to resolve the crisis. So he said that, and then I began thinking, sometime this year, January to be precise, we saw the emergence of what I still call the Abuja Accord. And for some reason, Abuja Accord has failed in all ramifications, because whatever political solution to the political crisis in River State that it was planned by, would I say the presidency, would I say the president, I don't know now, all of that has failed. But remember, at some point in this state, on several media platforms, the conversation was, should the agreement be followed or not? Some said, oh, the agreement was partial. Some said, oh, the agreement was this. Some said the agreement was that. However, that was the agreement that, that emerged, and it was signed according to what we were told by both sides of the divide. It was signed. And reports, at the time told us that that meeting that led to the Abuja Accord was presided over by the president. Now, the reason why we're still here is because on the camp of maybe the governor, some said, oh, no, political solution would not work. Or should I say pro Fubara supporters? I remember a lot of them went to several media platforms and said, oh, no, this is a constitutional matter. This is a constitutional matter. And the political solution would not work. And indeed, we did not see the submission of the budget to the Martin Ameode-led assembly. We did not see we did not see a couple of things that was required of the governor to do by that agreement done, about 2 or 3 things, right? Also, on the side of the Martin Ameode-led assembly or divide, we also did not see the withdrawal of court cases, or all of it, because at some point Justice Omotosho gave a verdict, which now we use to cite some of our arguments or make a reference during some of our arguments these days. So it wasn't, adhered to 100% totally, right? And one would think there was that Abuja Accord. Maybe if it was done, like one of my guests, Marcus, would say, it would have been an artificial or some kind of cosmetic solution until when maybe another election, and then we will now see all hell being let loose. But it didn't even take time, and that Abuja Accord fell through. It fell. It broke. It did not work, and so we're back to where we were before, and even worse now, right? And at this point, people are thinking, because now we're seeing attempted dynamite throwers. We're seeing people dying, about 2 or 3. We're seeing call for a state of emergency, which in my opinion is inimical to the growth of any place, even in the United States. If there is a state of emergency, what it means is, democratic government in that place will be halted for anywhere in the world. Once there's a state of emergency, that's what it is, right? An emergency situation means that development will not flow as it should. We're already crying that we don't have enough development. Talk more of when there is a state of emergency, but that's part of it. We've seen all of these things play out in the political sphere. And we've now seen people like Clark, the elder statesman, come out to say, hey, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu intervene in a River State crisis. We've seen people like Goodluck Jonathan come to River State and say, all of you shoot your swords, and it's time for maybe some kind of presidential intervention, because River State is very key. He may not have said it like this, but he hinted on the value of River State as to what it produces and its location, and it's very vital to the growth and the economy of River State. Okay, follow me, I'm going somewhere. Now, Ojo Zakalo visited yesterday and said, he will talk with the president to intervene. He also mentioned that he will talk with the FCT minister to shed his swords. However, I remember, what's his name now, Ajurin Gelale, saying that the president would not take sides, would not be involved. What he expects of all parties is for them to do their work as governor, govern your people according to the Constitution, as FCT minister. Do what your roles and responsibilities ask of you to do. And then I'm now thinking, if that is the case, will the president intervene in the first place? Number one question: would he want to intervene again? Because Tony Okocha every now and then would say, the governor has disrespected the president for not adhering to the Abuja Accord. Think of it from that angle. So would the president want to intervene one more time? Do you see that happening? Or will he say, both of you have disobeyed me? I asked you to do this, both of you have not done it. So why should I intervene anymore? Because you don't respect elders. Could that be the position of the president? I'm just asking questions, right? I'm thinking, I'm in a conundrum, and I want to get your thoughts on that one. So that could be the first question I'm asking you. Would the president want to intervene? Do you see that happening? Secondly, even if the president intervenes, will that have any effect? Would it? First one did not. It looked like it was going to, but it did not. Would it have any effect? Would it see Governor Fubara, for instance, going back to recognize Martin Ameode as Speaker of the House of Assembly? Remember, he said that the only reason that they were even there in the first place was because he recognized them. And after that, we saw, the matters go into a worse state. So yeah, would it stop the governor from saying, okay, I'm not gonna fight against Martin and co. I'm gonna recognize them. I'm gonna allow for local government extension, the extension of the local government chairman's administration. I'm gonna recognize them. I'm gonna dissolve my caretaker committees. Will that be a possibility if the president asks him to do that? Or look at the other side. Do you think the president can prevail on the minister and say, "Guy, leave this man, to govern at least up until the elections"? Do you see that happening? Happens once to a structure like he has actors in the time past. What happens to his structure? What happens to the House of Assembly members led by Martin Amode? By the way, the court says they should stop parading them. We've not seen them apart from on the streets on the curfew. So we want them, to stop parading themselves indeed, like the court acts. We want, the local government chairman to lose their structure as well. Remember, you had told us what structure was sometime last year, that it was the local government chairman, the House of Assembly members, the governor, and the House of Reps stroke senators. So your thoughts. I really need your thoughts. I'm going for my first commercial break this hour. I played the sound clip when I do come back. I know I've talked so much. But then another question, do we need a political solution, or do we want the courts to say what they've got to say according to the Constitution? Even if it doesn't favor the governor, or even if it doesn't favor the minister. What are your thoughts? Commercial break. I'll be right back.
Headline News.
Let's take a look at the headline news. Senate ready to approve purchase of presidential jet on President Tinubu's request. National Assembly amends implementation of 2023 Supplementary Appropriation Bill. Nigerian Navy destroys 10 illegal refinery sites in Nembe, Bayelsa State. Tricycle drivers along NTA Akbara Link Road in Obiakpo want rehabilitation of road. Business owners in Port Harcourt call for easy access to loans as World Max MSME Day. On the foreign scene, UN agency says over 750,000 people in Sudan at risk of starvation. I am Khaled Akurubat. About details in the 6 p.m. bulletin, to which the news team to send us a text message or WhatsApp message to 0808-721-7215. I am once again Khaled Akurubat. But stay tuned.
This is Hard Fact.
All right, so we're still looking at the political situation in Rivers State. Rivers of political crisis, should I say? Rivers of politics? Better way to put it. Okay, so it's 5:34 p.m. I'm Kalada Korubatibor. You're listening to Hard Facts. Let's take a listen to Oji Uzokalu.
We're in your state to oversight some of our projects in the state, and we viewed as a committee that it would be nice to pay a courtesy call to you on no other matter, because we cannot come to your state without telling you we're in your state. It will be out of place and it will be out of history. We know that politics are taking this shape. We commend you for what you are doing for your people of your state, and will continue to ask you to focus on the job. Leadership is a very big burden. It's not a sweet potato. It's not anywhere where you can see rice and beans. And in the street of Rivers, everybody is saying that the governor and the former governor are quarreling. These things happen sometimes. But I would like to plead with you and plead also with the former governor that you people should take the interest of your people utmost in your heart. We will also going to, personally, I'm going to plead with Mr. President again to see how he can intervene and bring everlasting peace. I know here looks peaceful, but people going on streets every day, like some of my colleagues when they were coming, a lot of people trying to demonstrate here and there, and the politicians should not take democratic process for granted. We should not derail democracy. We should support democracy, because democracy needs to be supported. If we don't support democracy, democracy will collapse. So we need to support democracy. Your Excellency, even from the street, few people have said, you have asked your own people. We are also watching the Commissioner of Police last night on the television, where he said that you ask your people not to do anything, not to demonstrate, because we want to plead with you to continue to be holding your people, because if your people demonstrate like the other people, we have state of anarchy, and it's not good to have anarchy.
All right, you heard Oji Uzokalu there. I'm Khaled Akurubatibor. Time to know your name, know your location, and understand what is on your mind, or get to hear what's on your mind, right? So I'm going to open the line right now, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. I take the numbers again, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. All right, WhatsApp number 0809 030-6416 again, 0809-030-6416. I want to hear what's on your mind, and let's get talking. Do you think Orji Uzor Kalu, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, has got the ability, capacity, persuasion to convince the president to intervene yet again, and even to convince the FCT minister to sheath swords? Do you think that? Well, basically, what do you want? What do you think? Do we need a political solution to the matter, or do we need a constitutional solution to the matter? Would a political solution solve the problem? I mean, so many questions in my mind, but let's get to hear yours. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Remember, we're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. I've got Clinton from Bury. Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind? I like to hear.
Thank you, Galada. Good evening to you.
Yeah,
listening to Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, he spoke like an elder statesman.
Okay.
Spoke very well, and he also advised that the people on the side of the governor should not display, because if they do and there is a clash, there will be anarchy. And the governor has been abiding by that. I commend the governor for doing that. And that's also where the police come in. The police, being proactive by taking over the local government secretariat, have also curtailed or reduced the tension in the state. Howbeit, I don't think that a political solution will solve the matter now. When they started this Abuja Accord, some of us were on air and saying that it doesn't count because this matter are constitutional matters. So I don't think that the president coming in will stop the matter. Now what I think is that the court are the only ones that can solve this matter. But I would say, unfortunately, the court has been grandstanding on this issue. That up to date, judgments have not been delivered on this matter. We have multiple court judgments from court of coordinate jurisdictions. So I think that what we need is a clear stand. Give judgment on this matter. Are these people lawmakers or not? If they are lawmakers, give them their rights as lawmakers.
All right.
If they are not lawmakers, conduct elections to fill those positions.
Okay.
And stop grandstanding.
So you don't need a political solution. That's what you're saying.
It doesn't work that way now. We've tried it before. It doesn't work.
All right then.
So all we need now is the court to decide on the matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Clinton. I've got Eze Ken from Ubumini. Eze Ken, welcome. Your mind. What's on your mind? I'd like to hear.
Good evening, Canada.
Yeah.
Canada, I want to ask, which party is Mr. President? And which of the governor? How do you think that in politics, when there is an inter-party crisis, that the opposition will come in for settlement? Then after settlement, what happened? This is exactly what the politicians need. Political, this is where the politics is playing. Even if it plays the next 3 years, that is what the opposition wants. Imagine for a while to call for state of emergency. The detriment of who?
All right.
That is the question first and foremost. So, Mr. President, being an APC man, you are expecting him to come and set in the PDP. Why they have national leaders in PDP? Now, Ugochukwu has come to River State and talk about what is going on in River State and with the governor. Now, another set of Senate personalities has come yesterday, and now we are again looking up to the president. Where on earth will this happen?
All right.
So let the governor of River State, according to him, let him use his 2 legs and stand firm on the shore of River State, and know that even if it takes him one tenor to prove some antagonists in this politics of the way they are playing their politics, Let it be that he achieved something before he leave the office.
All right, thank you very much, Ezekiel. I've got to go now. I've got Daniel from Imo Gates. Daniel, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Good afternoon, my brother Carla.
Welcome, Daniel.
Daniel Imo Gates.
It's good to have you.
Yes, my take on this topic is that Ojos Okalo has the capacity to do so.
Okay.
But the problem is, our president will do the bidding of his own man. You can understand what happened when he waded into that matter before. Then Wike on his own, there's no way that he will, so just like you said, constitutionally, this is, if River State fail to liberate themselves now in the shackles of what I will call undemocratic. I will quote Evans PP. He said that Labour Party won, that they know what they did. So this is the time for them to liberate themselves.
All right,
and let me tell you, this is not just Rivers alone. The entire nation, other states, are following what is happening in River State. If we say we are practicing democratic rule, let us apply it 100%. Chinke Daniel Imo Gates Ozwago.
All right, Daniel, I've got Peter now from Ozwaba. Peter, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Canada.
I greet you. Welcome.
From what this Okal, the Senate said in trying to on this issue of bringing both together, there is one thing that should be very clear in this matter. If you are talking of, like your question is, the first time he entered into the matter, nothing, what is going on now. Now, how can he be pulled in again? That's the issue here.
Is that the issue? Is that Peter? Is that really the issue? Is that how I asked it? I asked and I said, if it didn't work the first time, is it likely to work now? That's how I put it.
If it goes the way it came up, if they insist the way they presented the matter before the governor to sign something that looks as if it is inducement. Take for instance, the governor just came into, did they help? Actually, the president helped him and Wike work to make sure that he came up, so that they will represent the interests of the president and the party. And bringing in the new governor have not settled before the agreement they made before he came up. And when the governor sit and found out the seat, he was trying to settle down, and they want him to start at implementing that agreement. And because he couldn't enter into this agreement, that's where the confusion came in before the president came in.
All right,
and if you are telling the president to come in now, I want to tell you, it can never work, because the president will want the state, what we want the state to be on his own, that the governor should be 100% loyal to them.
All right.
So let it be that it should be like this. Let the president speak just a word to these people and say, please, you people, don't use my name. Stay your people. Don't use my name. As soon as this happens, it will stop.
All right, Peter, I've got to go. Thank you very much. So you said it's not going to work, but let's go to the WhatsApp portal now. This says old message. I think President Tinubu should not intervene again in the Rivers political disagreement, but rather the president, the court, and The federal government should stick with the Nigerian ground norm in its totality. The current political situation in Rivers is an avenue to end some illegality, impunity, and political rascality in the country. However, I have mentioned in some of my live analysis and interviews that there are three kinds of people a public official shouldn't include in their advisory and kitchen cabinet. These people are the political melancholy, the belly seekers, and men of emotions, because they are shallow thinkers and will always lead someone to more problems and downward in the ladder of things and possibly crash. Governor Simfobara has been misled that the armies will soon be coming from different directions. President Tinubu would have resolved the matter politically, was so insulted and even taken to court just because the president tried to intervene in Rivers' political crisis. But today they are calling on President Tinubu to intervene again. No way. Let me got with that one. Okay. All right. This one says, Michael Olugu from Aba, the governor should keep on taking it cool. He should not overreact to issues. Always be proactive and wiser. Okay. Text from Oibo says, I think Mr. President's audio non-interference is in itself an interference. Can he claim he or his aides, even Mr. Ajurin-Gelale, are unaware the police have not been neutral? The arrest of Honorable Sakari Goodboy and Honorable Iche Martin Abuja by officers of the Abuja Command on the orders of an LJ chairman from Rivers State, as well as the blatant refusal of the Rivers Police Command to arrest the CSO of HALJ despite a plethora of undisputed video evidence of the alleged crime speaks loudly. If the Nigerian police force under President Tinubu's command is biased, then Mr. President is biased in this matter. All right, that's the view of text from Oibo. So this, why do we want the president to intervene again after the governor's camp rained abuses on him the last time? It is total wickedness to throw away people that fought day and night for your victory. Do you expect them to go home and cry without trying to fight back? No peace for the wicked, you said. Okay, all right, your opinion. This one says, I, Honorable Idan Koro, is saying that Governor Fubara is right. The pro-wicked supporters planted... Okay, I'm not talking about the people here blame Jonathan for the underdevelopment. 1 week it was governor, they blamed Buhari. Today they are blaming Tinubu when other states are moving forward. What tons of our state recently launched their own airport? Here, apart from the international airport, do we even have our own airport? Like I say with the refineries, after we wait 4 years to play politics for our under. This is what the president is saying to take place. The president calling this order. People are always running away from the truth. They should look at the face of the SED minister and tell him what he's doing is wrong. Allow the governor to do his work for Rivers people. Former assembly members, former local government chairman, that one is not negotiable. Maybe so with that one. And this one says, Tinubu's second intervention in Rivers State political crisis would fall just like the first, will fail, I think he meant to say, just like the first one, because of his biased interest in the matter. Tinubu wants the political structure of the state to be controlled by the FCD ministers. What makes Tinubu's neutrality difficult? Senator Kalu can do little or nothing in his hand to Rivers people out to him with their last political attack. This one. I just want to know if we get that president. For me, I don't think president's intervention can bring something good at this point because Mr. President is already taking side. It's clear. What can we call what police is doing currently in the states? And we is writing says we can. Selma says, okay, I don't think that's for me. B Judge, I will tell you nothing but the truth. The president has no interest about peace. What is happening is economic war, using the enemy of the state to fight and distract the governor. But I'm happy that the governor is smarter than they are. Said it is to weaken Rivers State. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why we always blame outsiders for. But this one says the boat has sailed from the Accord. President Tinubu cannot tell Governor Sim to recognize whom the court has ordered him not to recognize. President Tinubu cannot tell Governor Sim to accept the former LJ chairman based on the law that the court has abrogated, except he's telling our governor to disobey court orders. Michael Okrika. Several thought patterns as it relates to this, but yeah, we do have a commercial break coming up, and after that the major news at 6. But open season will be another avenue for you to air your views if you've not had the opportunity to. And you can tell me what you think about any of the issues that we have dealt with today. Remember also that you can also look at possible front page stories for tomorrow during open season. Once again, I am Kalada Kurubata, but you can follow me on social media, Kalada, TheKalada. Stay tuned.